If you're looking for safe and reliable grinding services, hit up Cliff2_3 on Twitter.
What's good, y'all? RC the Great here, real quick with a new video. Today we're going to be talking about a team that you can possibly build for the 250k qualifiers using 100k MT or less. Also utilizing some of the free cards that we've been able to get along the way. But I kind of wanted to make a different video idea with qualifiers coming up, and sometimes everyone doesn't have the best team. So I just want to talk about some of the best cards possible to use, combined 100k MT or less, or using free cards that you can put together with a strategy and possibly compete for the 250k qualifiers. Let's jump right into it. Now, some of these cards I may not have, so I'm going to go to the auction house. Some we're going to be talking about how to grind for them if you would have already done that this year, but we're just going to go through it right now and let's see what we got so far. So some of the cards we have in here are gold. We're going to be refilling those spots, and we do have a lot of the free cards that you were able to get this year. We're going to be talking about those. Starting off with the James Harden that you were able to get from winning 5 unlimited games. I think he's one of the best shooting guards in the game. We'll get to that. And then we also have the Draymond Green that you can get from grinding domination. So that's our shooting guard and power forward spot right now. We may move that around. Then we have my boy ML Carr, Glenn Robinson, and Kyrie Irving at the bottom, which we're going to fill in different places. But our starting point guard position, I do feel that if you had time to grind domination, you could have gotten the Bob Cousy. We head right over to domination. If you played all-time domination, you get this Bob Cousy. He is one of the best point guards in the game. He gets tons of badges, plays defense, can shoot the ball well, can do everything you need him to do on the court. So he would be a great option to have for free at your point guard position if you were looking to have a more budget style team or a no money spent team going into the 250k quals. Another player that you can go ahead and grab if you were very lucky is the Ron Boone. I don't like the Louis Dampier that much, but Ron Boone would definitely be a player that you can use on your team for 250k if you were looking to go no money spent. Again, I don't have him, but he is one of the top point guards in the game. So those are the 2 free ones that I would be willing to get. If we're going to spend MT, which we are, we're not going to actually buy the card. We're going to put how much he would cost. We're going to go over to Amethyst, and we're going to be putting in Fred VanVleet, because he is one of the best point guards in the game for his value. So we're going to spend some of our first little bit of MT on him. He goes for about 18,000 right now, so we're going to put that up on here. See if we can find a Fred VanVleet. I saw one earlier for 18. Even when you got to go to 19, that's still going to be fine. Wow, he got a lot more expensive than he was earlier. Let's go up to like 22, see if we can find one. All right, 20k MT. So we're going to spend 20k MT for our point guard. Let's write that down. We got 20k down, so now Fred VanVleet is going to be our starting point guard, right? So we're going to pretend we got Fred VanVleet in there. He's our starting point guard, and then we were able to get that Bob Cousy, whatever he maybe backs us up, or we have the Kyrie Irving coming in. So our point guard position is taken care of. Next position we're looking to grab is this shooting guard, and we have James Harden here. This James Harden is a literal beast. He was able to get acquired by winning 5 games in Unlimited in the last couple weeks, and he's still able to be acquired for the next week. So 87 3-point shot, 80 driving dunk, 87 ball handle, 86 pass accuracy, pretty decent. 85 steal, 88 perimeter defense. Interior defense is not that great. Speed of ball, everything's pretty decent. He plays way better than his stats. Trust me on that. He has 1 Hall of Fame badge, 21 gold, 20 silver, and 2 bronze. He's a decent player. You cannot put his badges up. You can't change his badges, but overall, he is a beast at the shooting guard position. He actually starts on my main team. This is my main team right here, and he's actually my starting shooting guard. So he's definitely somebody that you should be using if you have him for your 250k team. He's not the best shooting guard in the game, but he is definitely one of the best shooting guards in the game. Right here, looking at Kerry Kittles, there's a couple different small forwards we can put in here in his place. If you wanted to start more of a defensive style player and you were able to get that ML Carr from Triple Threat Online, I definitely recommend doing that. So head over right over here to multiplayer. You were able to get the ML Carr from getting to the top board on Triple Threat Online. So if you're a more competitive style player, you're looking to go get him, that's definitely something you should do. But if you were looking to purchase someone from the auction house, my advice would be to go ahead and grab yourself a nice Amethyst Scottie Pippen, because this Scottie Pippen is one of the best defensive small forwards in the game. And if you're able to badge him up properly for a very cheap price, you can have a great card that's going to help you go a long way in the game. So 11.5k MT. So far we spent 31.5k MT, not bad at all. And we have our small forward in Scottie Pippen. Let's actually go check some of his stats. I forgot to do that with Fred VanVleet. So let's check Scottie Pippen just to see why I think he's one of the best cards to have at the small forward position. Obviously, he's going to be a great defender, so that's noted. But he does have a 74 3-point. Like, that scares a lot of people away because he can't shoot as well as other small forwards like the Glenn Robinson. But if you think about the Julius Erving when he first started off, he was able to hit easily because shooting is a little bit easier in this game. So if you badge up Scottie Pippen properly with the right shooting badges, you can definitely have a good small forward out there. 86 ball handle, his perimeter defense is through the roof. 80 steal, he has great steal tendency as well, and he is very fast. He does come with some decent badges, but you're gonna have to put some more badges on him if you want to run him in a super competitive standpoint. Although coming right out the box, he's gonna do just fine. He's just not gonna be that great of a shooter. So just definitely upgrade his shooting badges and you should be fine running him as small forward. So we're gonna actually just go ahead and put Kawhi Leonard in that place just to pretend it's Scottie Pippen. So we know that's Scottie Pippen, and we've spent 31k MT so far. Next, we have Draymond Green at our power forward. You don't have to start him, but he's somebody that you can definitely start right there. If you wanted to spend some MT, we have a little bit more that we can spend. We can move Draymond Green out of that spot, and we can go ahead and pick up Amethyst Josh Smith. Now, Josh Smith is going to go for about 25k last that I saw. Let's see how much he's going for now. He shouldn't be that much higher. Hopefully he's lower. That would be nice too. So let's go to 25k. See what Josh Smith is sitting for. A little bit lower than I wanted to. Josh Smith is less than 25k, so 24k. We spent 31 so far. So if we buy Josh Smith for 23,000, we've already spent 31. We are now at 54k MT spent. So we're gonna put Josh Smith at our starting power forward spot. He's actually in my collection right now. We have Josh Smith there. We're gonna bring Draymond Green back down here because we grinded domination for him. And now we have Draymond Green here. So our point guard is Bob Cousy or Fred VanVleet. We got James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, Josh Smith, and now we need a center. So far we've spent 54k MT. Not bad, but we need a center, somebody that's going to be able to run the center position for us. We can put Draymond Green there if we want. He's a little bit of a shorter player. Not bad at all. Great defensively. He can help us out there. If you had enough tokens, you could also go ahead and grab yourself a Serge Ibaka, which was in the token market. In order to get yourself some tokens, all you have to do is play draft mode, which was a free mode as long as you had 3 tickets. You're able to make some MT, make some tokens to get yourself up the token market to pick up this Serge Ibaka. So he's going to be able to help you there for your team. But if you did want to spend some MT, we have some more to spend. We've only spent 54k so far. We're going to go to the auction house and we're going to go to Amethyst one more time. And we're going to be picking up my man Dennis Rodman. Now, Dennis Rodman is way cheaper than some of the cards we have up there. He shouldn't be going for any more than 15k right now. We're at 54, so we're in a good position. So Dennis Rodman is right at 15k. So we're spending about 70k so far. So we've spent 70k MT by putting Dennis Rodman on this squad. So let's go ahead and get Dennis Rodman in there. We got Dennis Rodman at our center position, and we can place him right here. So Dennis Rodman is going to be our starting center. You can also start Draymond Green if you want. So we got Scottie Pippen, Josh Smith, Dennis Rodman, James Harden, and then Bob Cousy or Fred VanVleet. Pretty defensive heavy, right? Very defensive heavy. So if we really wanted to, we can move Kawhi Leonard down and we can put Glenn Robinson here at the starting small forward position if you were lucky enough to grab that Glenn Robinson from draft mode. If you were lucky enough. Now, if you were not lucky enough to grab Glenn Robinson from draft mode and you're looking for somebody that can shoot the ball, You want somebody that's going to be a little bit more reliable with shooting. We're going to have to go and pick up somebody from the auction house, and we're most likely going to be grabbing that Terrence Ross or somebody like the Darius Miles, who has a pretty decent shot. I would most likely recommend the Terrence Ross just because he has a very good shot base. He's not going to give you the defense at that position, but he is going to be able to shoot better. So Terrence Ross is going to be somebody we're going to be adding to this squad. And you want to make sure you're not spending too much on the Terrence Ross, because we already spent 70K MT. So we're going to be trying to find Terrence Ross for cheap. As you can see, he is very, very cheap in the auction house, less than 4,000 MT. So that's going to bring our total to about 74,000 spent. We can find him less than that. We're just going to say 74,000 anyway. So we got Terrence Ross on the squad now. We're going to pretend we have him there. Terrence Ross is going to be out there to be our shooter if we need an extra shooter out there. His release is actually money. Even though he only has an 82 3-point shot, don't even pay attention to that. You're going to be able to hit with him wide open if you want to take Scottie Pippen out and have a more dead-eye shooter out there. So that's definitely something you want to look into. So Terrence Ross is out there with us. We spent 74K MT. Not bad at all, right? But again, if you were lucky enough to get that Glenn Robinson, then that is already taken care of for you. You have Glenn Robinson out there. Another player you can go look for, if you were able to play Triple Threat online, is to get the Gus Gerard, one of the best small forwards and power forwards that you can get for free in this game by just playing Triple Threat online. You place him on your team, he can shoot, he can defend, he can do everything on the court at a pretty high level. So you wouldn't be losing any steps by having him out there with you. I would definitely recommend trying to grab him if you're still looking to build a 250K team. We only have 2 days left, but that's still enough time to grab some more players to make your team better than it already is, right? All right, let's get into some honorable mention players that we can still pick up, looking at some different rewards based on how many tokens you may have. We're going to go ahead and look at this Fred Brown, downtown Freddie Brown. It's like the Diamond Kyrie Irving, but just has a little bit more defense. So he has a 92 3-point shot, and he has an 88 perimeter defense with an 85 steal. So this is somebody that's very good out there, can hit from deep. Actually is a really, really good player. Not many people are using him, but I do recommend getting him. He can upgrade tons of his badges. If you are like, want to put chef on him, blinders, different things like that, he can run the point guard position for you very efficiently. But obviously a lot of people like to run the Diamond Kyrie Irving, which we already have on our team. So if you're able to get Diamond Kyrie Irving, that's another one that you can have on your team. And then we get into the pink diamonds. Not many people are going to have pink diamonds, but if you do, I would definitely recommend the Dale Ellis or the Mitch Richmond if your point guard position is already taken. That way you have some dead-eye shooters out there as well. So those are some more free cards that you can get from draft mode or just playing Triple Threat online, getting your tokens up. And now our team is pretty much filled out, besides having a really, really big center out there that can help us inside. And Mitchell Robinson does help with that, although I wouldn't recommend running him over some others like Wilt and things like that. But if you needed to run somebody like a Mitchell Robinson, if you didn't have enough MT for a center, he's definitely a good option. I do have him here. And if you were lucky enough to go 12-0 and get yourself a Wilt Chamberlain, he is definitely another great option. But most people are not going to have the Wilt Chamberlain. So who could our backup center be? With 74K MT spent, who can we go get that can be our center to help us out? What I'm gonna do is we're gonna head back over to the auction house and we're going to be looking for us a center. And the center that I'm going to be recommending is Amethyst Karl Anthony Towns. Now, Blake Griffin is also a good option, but Karl Anthony Towns just gives you a little bit better offense from the 3-point standpoint. He is a bigger body, and he's actually not bad at all. So we had 75,000 MT spent. We have to spend less than 25K to get this Karl Anthony Towns, and we can get him for rather cheap. So we're gonna be going a little bit less than 20K. Let's go to about 15K. See if we can grab this cat, and we can get him for 15K. So we still have 10K left that we can spend, and we got ourselves Karl Anthony Towns to put on our team. He's gonna be our backup center. And we don't even have to fill out the last 3 spots. We can if we want. But these are all the players that I definitely recommend. Remember, we got Fred VanVleet and Bob Cousy here. If you couldn't get the Bob Cousy, you definitely want to run somebody like the Kyrie or someone like that that's going to be able to score fast for you. But Bob Cousy would be one of the best because he's just so dynamic out there, but you have to grind so much longer for him. James Harden, Glenn Robinson, Josh Smith, Dennis Rodman. Obviously, Kawhi's not going to be there. He's way too expensive. But putting that Scottie Pippen there is a great replacement. We got ML Carr from Triple Threat Online, Serge Ibaka, Draymond Green, Mitch Robinson, kinda if you really don't have another center, but I really would recommend getting that Karl Anthony Towns just for the way Qualls works. Having somebody that can shoot is going to help you out a lot. If you were, blessed enough to go ahead and get that Wilt, definitely put Wilt in your lineup if you're struggling with MT and don't have another center and you were able to get Wilt. Definitely have him running out there. And this last spot is totally up to you. Somebody like Terrence Ross, like we were talking about earlier, to be your shooter. We also have guys like Fred Brown. We have guys like Darius Miles, Jay Crowder. There are tons of cards out there. You still have 10K MT left to spend. And we just built ourselves a team that can honestly compete in 250K qualifiers if you are pretty good at the game and understand what's happening out there. Again, this is one of the first videos I've made in this style. I'm going to start doing more stuff like this, but this is how I would build a team if I was working on a real budget squad, less than 100K and just grinding the game. This is kind of the team I would try to put together at the moment. Obviously, my team is way different than this because, I have AD, I have Jokic, I have, Walt Frazier, different cards out there, but I still run some of the cards that I just told you guys to put. So Josh Smith, Dennis Rodman, I have Glenn Robinson. I'm working on getting Carmelo Anthony, and I have guys like Donovan Mitchell who cost a little bit more MT. So definitely recommend the team that I put up here, man. If you only have 100K MT to spend and you're looking to try to qualify, hey, do it up. You obviously have to have some tokens and stuff. You have to grind the game a little bit. You're not going to just jump in with 100K and put this same exact team together. But if you like this kind of video, let me know, man. Hopefully you guys do well this week, and I'll have more videos coming out soon. Until next time, I will catch you in the next one. Good luck. Let's get it.